What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Team Solemn Circus live video. Today we're going over a second place Unchained deck profile. This is what I actually took to Wednesday locals. I think I posted the update Friday instead by accident. I didn't realize I didn't post it. But yeah, I ended up playing this. We went through, undefeated, which was pretty cool. Unfortunately, we didn't get the bubble. We did tie the last round. Shout out to Dan for that. Just got a shot in time. But it is what it is. This deck was really fun. It was my first time playing it at an event. I was testing it online a little bit beforehand, trying some stuff out. This is a little bit different from some of the other lists. I saw like a topping deck at a regionals, then other people playing it as well. Pack was playing it. I think the same list that the regional was playing. But I kind of changed it up, with more testing through it, kind of deciding what I wanted to play and not wanting to play. Before we dive into like, comment, subscribe, at the end of the video, I'm going to be explaining to you guys why I'm not playing certain cards that they are playing or that they were playing. And then my reasoning why I'm playing some other cards as well. So kind of important to note. And then if this video gets to 100 likes, I'll also do a combo video for Updated Unchained. It did really good when it first came out, so maybe I'll do it again. Show you guys some of the stuff. This combos are kind of crazy. There's a little bit new cards in it. So, but yeah, we're diving on in. We're starting off with the one shawarma, whatever you want to call it. I call it my shawarma. Only at one because we can only play one. We are playing the triple Arua. This helps you extend. The one Rakea, the one Shagama, the one Sarama, and the one Abomination, as well as the one copy of Disaster Dog. The glare, once again, I still haven't been able to fix it. I did put like some tape on top of the camera. It didn't really do anything. On top of the light, didn't do nothing. But yeah, so the reason why we're playing it, these three is the max you can play because you want to extend. This is normally part of your end board. Shayama is actually really crazy in this build as well, now that we have some of the Dark Beckoning Beast cards. And then the Abomination is still being played, being able to play Sarama. Sarama is also correct. And then Disaster Dog, this is very standard. I will always play this card pretty much. If it's not in my main deck, it's in my side deck. I think it's extremely mandatory, and nowadays being able to stop a bunch of the card is also really good against Tempai. They start attacking stuff, you summon out this, like they blow it up, you get the summon back out, you're summoning out more bodies, which is kind of hard for them to beat over, and then being able to bring back a card that also gets a destruction if it's destroyed, just generates more bodies to protect you from life. And then being able to link away with their stuff is really cool. We also get a new card in an upcoming, I think the next set, which is like the Baby Underworld Goddess. This card is also going to help you go into it, which is really nice. Unless it's a light. If it's a light, then I'm just absolutely mistaken. You're going to be able to go into your rages with this still. But still a very good card. Just a hype for Fiend Link, I guess. And I'm really loving it. There's not much to say about the Unchained package, but we are playing a Dark Beckoning Beast package with the triple copy of the Dark Beckoning Beast. So this card just lets you normal summon out multiple times. It's a one card Yam, which is really nice. And then also being able to have the spell to recursion this stuff. Let's let you a Link Climb in the further combos or getting a Shawarma combo, which is really nice as well. It's also searchable off of a throne that we play, which to cap off the throne, we are playing the one Gruesome Grave Squirmer. This is just another copy of Shawarma that actually just summoned itself for free. And that's really it. It's just a free extender. It doesn't have to destroy, which is nice as well. Then for the hand traps, we are playing hand traps. We're playing the 3 Ash, the 3 Veiler, and the 3 Imperm. We are playing 2 other non-engine cards, I guess 3 other non-engine cards as well if you want to count the Call of the Grave. But I'm not playing the board breaker approach to this because I feel like it's just really bad. You want to be able to throw multiple hand traps at your opponent, with this and then the 3 other cards that we're playing. You could play Nib instead, but we're choosing to play this ratio because we want to be able to bring down our opponents to a slower deck or a lower end board and then be able to eat them apart with our dogs, which is what happens a lot. And they're quite paired well with like the end board, and then plus one of these is really nice. For spells, we are playing the Triple Throne. This gets us into our copy of the Squirmer or the Beckoning Beast. We do play the Squirmer as a extender and then also being able to search it was really nice. You can also do Shayama lines with this by destroying it, summon out a copy in the graveyard with Yama, pretty nice to be able to do as well because once you're used, it's pretty much done. We are playing the one copy of Opening. It's a kind of a brick, but this card's absolutely crazy. Getting able to discard a card with the Shawarma to bring back out when you're Beckoning Beast, getting the Shawarma effect instead of trap. This really helps it a lot. It also, this lets you play with your softer bricks, being able to dump like this, or even this. Being able to dump it to bring back a body just feels absolutely incredible with these cards. And then you have the effects in the graveyard to bring back out with Yama or whatever you want to. So definitely a huge boost to the deck with doing this. Kind of replaces your old tour guide lines, being able to have the 3 tour guides and 1 copy of of Rhino, you're now playing this, and the Rhino has multiple effects being able to go off, which is really cool. And they both kind of lose to the same hand trap, Ash and Perm, so just a little bit of an upgrade. Then we are playing the 3 Abominations Prisons. Still cards crazy. You know, we are getting it in the rarity collection too, which is going to be a nice upgrade. Let me know in the comment section down below what cards you want to be playing in this rarity, what you guys think is the nicest rarity for Abomination Prison. I'm probably going to be sticking with these unless I get for the QCR ones, which are going to be really nice. Then we are playing the Unchained Prosperity, Prod of Unchained, essentially. This card is disgusting. Being able to dig for your cards that you need to. And this, like, we're playing a lot of combo cards, so being able to search for whatever we want to. Our missing piece is just absolutely insane. And then we are playing the 2 Talents and then the 1 Cobble of the Grave for our last 3 non-engine slots. This is like to facilitate the kind of like board breaker approaches. Now a lot of people are like, oh, well, why are you going to play 3 random cards? You could throw in like 3 nibs or whatever you want. So the deck can sometimes lose to 1 hand trap. Shifter really hurts the deck. So being able to put Cobble of the Grave in at the right time. It's also being able to be settable to destroy if you want to destroy it off one of your cards. And then the Talent's the same thing. Like, you know, a lot of times going first, you could hand trap once. If you take their card or take their hand, rip another hand trap from them, you're essentially going to be able to go full combo as well. Going second just helps you break boards. The card's absolutely crazy. I love Talents, but I never want to see it at 3, therefore I'm only playing it at 2. And I just replace it with a 3rd Cobble of the Grave because Cobble of the Grave is kind of like a god card. That's it for the spells. You know, we're not playing Terraforming. I'll mention that later. But for the traps, we are playing the triple copies of Escape, the double copies of Chamber. Not much. Just remember this card does not target. I constantly do that. And this card is absolutely cracked, being a blackout that triggers your stuff. Now for the extra deck, it is definitely not optimized. We're playing the triple Yama. You definitely can play 2 of it. As you normally banish one of them off of the copy of Prosperity. Unfortunately, you know, I'm not going to be excellent with the deck right now. I'm still learning the deck once again. You know, I was playing the old Unchained, and I found that when I was teaching people Unchained before, triple Yama helps you play the grind game. So if you play incorrectly, you can just have multiple ones. There are some lines in this build, if you're not playing it, like, or if you get hand trapped weirdly, you actually make double Yama turn 0 to go for your full end board, which I'm playing an extra card for, which I'll mention. We're playing the double copies of Rage. Amazing this card came out in the rarity collection too as well. I'm super hyped to get those as well. The 1 copy of Anguish, the 1 copy of Abomination. To go with those cards, we are playing the 1 Especial Knight, the 1 Abyss Actor Super Producer. If you guys have not read this card, it's just another card that lets you pop a card on the field. So part of your turn 0 combo, I guess it's like a 1-card beast combo, which is pretty nice. But yeah, Super Producer is very super. And then we are having the Dark Charmer because we are playing a dark deck. We also have the Appaloosa Bow of the Goddess, and then we have the Doolittle Chimera as well as the Princess. This is something that people were not playing. They're playing like Goddess and then like either a Muttcracker or the Djinn or whatever else you want to be playing. I choose to play this because it helps to inform another interaction. A lot of times we end up like Doolittle Chimera with Princess in the Graveyard, a Rage, and then a Caesar as well, which we are playing for the last 2 cards. We're playing the Caesar and the Typhon. So like when your end board is looking essentially like this, with like this on the field, and then you have like a Caesar, and then you also have a copy of Rage on the field. You know, a lot of the times when you're like, what are your link arrows like this? So like you have Princess Engrave, you have Rage, which can go into really whatever you want. Normally a copy of SP. And then your Yama, it can be also engraved as well for some of those weird lines. But you have like these really cool lines where you can end on like this. And like your Princess pops Chimera, adds back your copy of Shawarma. So normally how you want to layer interruptions is you can go Solar Rage first if you want to go into that copy of SP. So you have 1 interruption already done. But you normally want to detach from Caesar always first to get rid of, like, to put this in the graveyard. So once you have these 2 in the graveyard, you're pretty much big chilling. You're going to activate the effect of Princess whenever you want to. Destroy the Doolittle Chimera, send to the graveyard, summon it out. Chimera is going to activate, add back the copy of Shavara. And so if you haven't already activated your Rage, you can get rid of the Firelock here. If not, you know, during your opponent's or during your turn, you just go effect, destroy after you bring back out the Doolittle Chimera. Destroy this, summon it out, you're no longer Firelocked, you have another link on the board. You can link away in something else if you already have a copy of Aru in the graveyard, or just link away into a copy of like this here. Doolittle Chimera is going to activate once again, add back, or actually doesn't get that add back there. So you wouldn't add it back because it's not destroyed by battle or card effect. So like you just link away into something else and then you can be able to go for game essentially by playing through your stuff. It's like another form of interaction which I really do enjoy. But yeah, just talking, I guess. Now for the side deck, which I'm going to be featuring to you guys. I'm playing the triple copies of Nibiru. I'm only showing you guys the side deck. That's what I played to get the results that I got. The triple copy of Ghost Ogre. I'm playing the 1 Harpies and the double Cyclone. Triple copies of Crossout and triple copies of Dark Ruler No More. The worst card in my side deck was Dark Ruler No More. Now, I'm not saying the card's bad. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is this deck doesn't really need it because of the fact that how we were playing the deck. So I found myself not really siding these in going second because I want to be playing those better copies of those board breakers, or I guess in this case I'm playing the hand traps. You don't want to kind of mix the board breakers and hand traps together because like the purpose of a board breaker is to break their board. A hand trap is to stop a board from being established. So kind of a no-no there. I don't know what I'd put in, still just testing phases of it. I saw people were playing Dark Ruler No More in the main deck, so I said, okay, well, I don't like that. I'll put it in the side. I definitely didn't think it was needed at all. And then Crossout Designator, just because I wanted to play through those hand traps, was kind of my going first option. To deal with the back row, obviously I want this in the deck. And then same thing, playing with Tempai, definitely a good option. But yeah, definitely you can change it around. And now for the cards that I'll talk about here. So I'm not playing Terraforming the deck. I felt that we already had enough ways. Throne being at 3, and then also the copy of Beast being at 3. Left was 6 cards in the deck that were like the same copies of cards. Now with yes, Throne gets another extender as well. So it's still, I found it like 6 and then 4 copies of Squirmer. So at that point I was like, okay, we definitely don't need to play a copy of Terraforming. It's just a brick in the deck. Or not like a brick, but just a card that like didn't get me as much usage that I wanted to play. I wanted to maximize on that. So I'm not playing the Terraforming. I'm not playing Rivalry as well. So this card is like super peg, I find. Now, yes, it is a god card a lot of the time by going through the stuff, which I was like thinking about maybe playing it in my side deck. But the thing is I don't really want to sack people with this. Like, yes, obviously it can go, and it's definitely not going in my main deck because the thing is it's not good in every matchup. Now, yes, it's really good against Snake Eye, but not every locals is playing Snake Eye. If I was going to a regional, I would definitely consider it. But half the games I'm not even going first. Therefore, I definitely want to be opening up the cards I can play the most. Going first, which are going to be the cards that I'm choosing to play, the hand traps. Now, I'm also going to be talking about the extra deck. I'm not playing the Gin Buster because I felt that card was absolutely just trash. Like, your end board just better without playing it. You're not going to be summoning out 2 level 2s. You can go into that instead of the Yama if you want to, but like, is it really worth it? I don't think so. A lot of times you're going to prosperity this anyways unless you have the combo to go through it, which is not good. We're not playing the Muckraker. Don't think this is really standard, but I'm just mentioning it because it's not really good anymore. You don't really want to summon out your bodies, and then this has nothing on the field. You can't link away with it, so it's just not really good. We're not playing the Nightmare Unicorn. Now, this is going to be a hot take. I'll put it up here. I feel like this extra deck is too tight to play Unicorn. I feel like all these cards are mandatory other than like maybe the second or the third copy of Yama, but I really do like the copy of Yama and maybe the Appaloosa, but you can end on Appaloosa Caesar, which is absolutely incredible. So like I'm choosing to play that instead, and like these cards just are able to form so much interaction that I really like being able to add back a copy of Shavara and then also having like another Link Climb. I just really like it. I didn't want to play the Nightmare Unicorn. I felt like the Fiend Lock wasn't going to be that important that I could just knock over the SPLL Knight. I felt like I could just play correctly myself to not kind of get locked like that, which is kind of important to notice. So that's why I'm not playing the Nightmare Unicorn. I just want to be a better duelist and not Fiend Lock myself. I'm not playing the Underworld Goddess because I'm not really afraid of Purely. I guess Purely is a hard matchup for us, but I feel like if you play it correctly, you can kind of beat them with the Underworld Goddess as well. Or a lot of times you're not going to be able to summon out a bunch of bodies onto the field anyways, so it's just kind of important. And then we're not playing this. I know most players are not, but I saw people playing the package still, so I kind of want to mention that, like, you're playing too many cards now to play this, so we're just cut it out kind of deck completely. And then I guess I can just move these here. Now for these cards. These are the board breakers that a lot of people are playing. Like I saw the regional deck list and then Pack playing these as well. So I wanted to talk about this. If you guys have watched any of the other Unchained videos I've posted way back when Unchained was like the best deck, I think of the best deck of the format. I was not a huge advocate of talents in the first place, The deck has kind of changed, you know, with a lot more extenders you have in the deck. Like before, your extenders were literally Arua and Shavara. Before then, that was all you had for extenders. You could say the device, Machinex, whatever was an extender, but your talents are only good as the cards you draw into. Now, we do have a little bit more extenders in the deck as being like the copies of Nightmare Throne, Dark Beckoning Beast being a nice normal summon. You have your Squirmers, you have a bunch of other lines you can play. You know, even if you want to, you can consider this being like a semi-extender by drawing into it if you already have a beast in the graveyard. But the card's not that good. Obviously, you know, you can draw into more engine as well because you'll be able to push through this stuff, which is really nice if you don't really know your normal summon as often. Thrust can set the trap, which is really nice. But again, it searches mostly for talents or stuff like an imperm or a trap. A lot of the times you don't really want to pop the traps. You already have access enough to them, so I didn't really play them necessarily. I wanted to play into those copies of hand traps to be able to break those opponent's boards. Droplets is the same way. You don't have that many good discards, especially when you're playing like that copy of Gates. Gates can discard, essentially do the exact same thing. Droplets I felt was really bad, and once again, like you're able to OTK quite easily, and playing like Droplets and Prosperity kind of conflict with each other. And then Dark Lunar More, I mentioned it in the side, how I didn't like it really at all. I don't know what I'd replace yet, probably copies of DD Crow, to be honest. I really do enjoy DD Crow this format, but I definitely do not like the board breaker approach to this. But if you guys are having success with it, definitely feel free to play it. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think, if I missed anything. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe for more content like this. Stay safe. Peace.